Eric Fontanez, MMAWeekly.com, standing here with Scott Coker. Scott, it's good to see you again, my friend. How you been?
Good. Nice to happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you too. What are your plans for the new year?
You know what? Haven't decided, but definitely going to fly out of Vegas at some point because it's going to be too crazy here.
Too crazy for Scott Coker?
Oh yeah,
I don't believe
I'm
it.
getting too old now for this stuff.
Well, you look jovial and you're happy. You were sitting through the round table with King Mo and Luke Rockhold, and I think I saw you laugh more times than I ever have in the past.
I tell you, King Mo is just cracking me up, man. The guy is hysterical, and he's like he should have his own show. He should be on the radio or TV,
right?
He should have his own King Mo hour, or maybe call it King Hour or something like that. But he was cracking me up, and Luke, he's a nice kid, and I'm proud of both of them, and they'll both be in some great fights next week on Saturday.
January 7th, we were just talking about that for Strikeforce. Talk about King Mo and Lorenz Larkin. What kind of title implications? And I know Mo isn't the type to talk about titles and whatnot, but what's your view on it?
I think that, Gegard just won his fight, and I think that the winner of this fight, although it hasn't been confirmed, we got to talk to Sean and the guys in Vegas, but I think that has title implications and that the winners should fight each other. And then... right now, Feijao still injured, Mike Kyle still injured. So I think this is a natural progression for them to have a title shot.
And Mike Kyle obviously trains with Mo, and I think a lot of those AKA guys are against fighting each other. Would that be something that would get in the way of trying to make a match maybe between King Mo and Mike Kyle?
I tell you, that's a good question because I haven't really thought about that. But we'll definitely sit down with Bob and Javier and ask him. But I think that you're right. I think that... that those guys probably would not want to fight each other. But if it was a title shot, maybe that might change.
What about Luke Rockhold? I mean, he was just sitting here telling us that he feels he's always fighting for the respect of people, and even though he's already won a world title, what's your feeling on it? Do you think he still has to fight for respect, or is he at that level?
Well, here's the thing: he's obviously at the level. I mean, as far as his talent and his ability. He is definitely at the level, and he's a guy that a year ago, was injured, and we had some fights set up for him, and we were really building him up to test him to see how far he could go. He came up in the Strikeforce Challenger Series, but I remember, Javier and Bob saying, "This is going to be the guy." I'm telling you right now, Scott, this is the guy, and that's why we signed him because the coaches were telling me, "This is the guy." And the last time they told me this is the guy, it was Cain Velasquez in his first fight for Strikeforce in 2006, right? Javier came to me and said, "Scott, this is the guy." So when Javier and Bob say this is the guy, then you pay attention, right? And I said, okay, well, let's sign him and let's get him some fights and let's test this kid out. And kind of seeing Luke progress and fighting, and then Javier said, okay, he's ready for the next step and get him a tough fight. And so we ended up getting the title shot. And when I think about that fight, a lot of the media, a lot of fans, Jacare's going to kill him. Luke's got no shot. But I knew in the back of my mind from talking to the coaches, because they're, they've been around the sport a long time, that it was a 50-50 shot. And to me, I said, hey, if you can win, it's going to be, have a new hot prospect, a guy that I think is very marketable, that can fight, that can speak, that's articulate. And it's just a matter of him going into the cage and proving it time and time and time again. And then eventually, his star power will rise. And that's just a matter of time.
I got to ask you this question because
Sure.
I think it's been asked of you on more than one occasion. But what's the real science behind picking Jardine to fight for the middleweight title? Is it because you feel he's the best contender? Or is it honestly because there's a lack of depth at middleweight?
Well, no, here's the thing. I mean, if you look at the middleweight division, you have Tim Kennedy, and then you have Robbie, fighting Alden, and then you have Jacare still out the wing. So, it could have went other way. But I mean, the truth is that, Tim Kennedy was supposed to take the fight, and then he got injured, right? And this is a fight we put together in a very short time. And Keith Jardine, I think, is a very worthy opponent and somebody that could come out there, and you never know what happens when those seasoned veterans come out. They're scrappy guys, and Luke's a young kid that doesn't have a lot of fights, and the matchup seemed very intriguing, and so to me, it made a lot of sense from that point.
Do you think he's a top 3 middleweight in the world?
Oh, absolutely. I think that on any given day, these guys could beat each other. Doesn't matter what league you call it, ABC or CBS or NBC. On any given day, these guys can fight and compete. And I'm talking about the Lukes and the King Mo's and the John Joneses, and these guys could all fight each other, and they could probably all beat each other on any given day. I really believe that's the case.
And one more thing before I let you go, and this is only because I've seen so many commercials about this movie lately, is Gina Carano.
Yes.
She's doing Haywire.
Yep.
And it's coming out soon. Have you seen the movie yet?
You know what? I have not seen the full movie, but I was lucky enough to go into the studio and see about a 8-minute trailer. And when I saw it, was just probably like 8 months ago, so it's been a while. But it was she did a scene with Channing Tatum, and they showed other scenes that she did, and I said, you know what, this is going to be a great movie. It's going to do a lot for her career, and she's going to become a star, a real big film star from this, and I think that she's going to get a lot of work from this film because. I was watching the NBA final, not the NBA finals, but the NBA game with the Lakers versus I think they're playing the Bulls, and her
opening day.
Her commercials are running on, ABC nationwide. I mean, so they're getting behind this movie, and it's got Antonio Banderas in it and Michael Douglas, and I'm proud of her. She's come a long way, and I think that it's going to be good for her, and I still believe that she will fight at some point, in the future.